period, the Flames ahead by a score of 2-1, needing a victory to capture the Stanley Cup. And off the draw, the puck goes into the Canadian zone. Handled by Chelios, can't clear it out. Shot by Macau and booted out by Watt as he kicked his left leg forward. Puck bounces around in the circle of Montreal zone, handled by Carbonneau. Laying it off the glass, and the puck slides down to Vernon. Flame goalkeeper leaving it at the side of the net for Rick Natras. Natras comes out from behind the goal. Onward pass off Mullen, stick out to center. Grabbed there by Ludwig. Calgary leading 2-1 here in the opening minute of the third period. This is the 5th time in the series the Flames have gone into the third period with the lead. The last 2 times they've had the lead, they've gone on to win. The 2 previous times they ended up losing. Here come the Canadiens at center ice. Dumping it in is Smith. His shot just wide of the net. Comes off the inboards for Roberts. He can't get into his own zone as Chelios keeps it in. Along the boards, Courtnall in there with McInnes. Also in there, Naslund and Nieuwendyk. Puck comes loose. Courtnall has the right corner of the Flames on a centering pass. Tipped away by McInnes. Goes in behind the Calgary net. Smith comes out front. Tried to stuff it in. Vernon making the stop. And the Flame goaltender then pouncing on the puck with his trapper as he covers up. But Bobby Smith coming close as he came out from behind the net.
That's why you really have to be careful at the blue line, Peter. Robert had it twice, and he just give it a little flips up the board. You got to drive it. Make sure you get it out. If you ice it, you ice it. But don't give them any opportunity to get your guys swept out of position.
They played 20 minutes in that second period. Chris Chelios was on the ice for 12 of those 20 minutes for the Canadiens as he now goes over to get a new stick at the Canadian bench, where he'll get a little bit of a breather here, but you have to figure he'll see a lot of ice time in this third period as the Canadians try and stave off elimination.
Well, you got to go with their best, and he is their best defenseman by far.
Right now, the Canadiens have Strudel, McKee, Lemieux out there. That's the line that has produced Canadians' goal tonight. Flames of Gilmore with Patterson and Mullen from the draw. The puck goes to the corner of the Calgary zone. Lemieux has it. He lets the shot go. It's wide of the net. Puck comes off the boards. Green keeping it in at the blue line. Shipping the puck in behind the Calgary net. Strudlin turning it over there to Gilmore. Gilmore moving it ahead on right wing to Joey Mullen. Mullen strides to center ice and softly slipping the puck into the Canadian zone. Calgary leading 2-1. We have played a minute and a half here in the third period of game number 6 of the Stanley Cup final. McKee into the Flames on the wing. Right wing pass. Lemieux with his shot wide on the short left side of Vernon. Canadians keep the pressure out of the flame end. Puck goes behind the net. Taken by McPhee. Pass in front, knocked away by Vernon. And now racing out of his own territory, Hokenlube up the right side of center in the middle of McCrimmon. He's on the offensive zone, backhand shot off the blocker to the wad of the corner. Roberts in there with Green. They're in a tussle for the puck, and the Canadians. Green comes away with it, passing off into the left corner to Brian Strudlin. Strudlin, 4 Canadians with the puck deep in his own zone. Back behind the net to Peter Svoboda. Svoboda, the native of Czechoslovakia, starting out, passing across the front of his own net to Green. Puck then comes to center, handled by McCrimmon. He slams the puck to the Canadian line, stopped there by Green. Green head to Corson. He's into the Flames, but McCrimmon breaks that one up. Now away from the Flames, Strudland wrestling Calgary's Mark Hunter to the ice. And Strudland losing his helmet on the exchange in the early action there.
Oh, Mark Hunter saying, why me? The referee didn't see anything, but he saw that they were both there, so he better give both the penalty.
So Strudland and Mark Hunter go off with the score. Flames 2, Canadians 1. This is Flames Hockey on the QR 77 Radio Network.
When you bite into the sweet softness of a Bartlett pen, what memories come to mind? Your first camping trip in your own backyard? Or double dating at the drive-in in the family car? Fresh California Bartletts are in your store again, ready to ripen to a sweet golden yellow. Refresh the memories from the growers of California summer fruits.
Brian Strudlin, 2 minutes for his net. 2 minutes, he sets the goal. The roughing penalties to Strudlin and Mark Hunter here at the 2:17 mark of the third period, with Calgary leading Montreal. The score is 2-1. Face off of the center ice area. Flames have possession. McCowan enthusiastically into the Canadian zone, flipping the puck in the left corner, digging it after McClellan. He's rocked off the puck by Desjardins. McDonald handles it behind the net, and he's checked off the puck and taking over is Desjardins. Forward pass out to center, intended for a course, and that one was blocked off. McDonald shipping the puck back into the Canadian end. Larry Robinson handling the puck in behind his own goal. Robinson leaving in now for Stephane Richer. Richer for Montreal pulls away from one Flame, passes to Desjardins. He comes to center, whipping the puck into the Flames on off the corner boards. It comes to Natras. He's in behind his own. Chased by Corson to the corner. Batting it ahead to McClellan. He backhands the puck out to center, and the Canadians have control. Robinson, a pass headed left wing to Ryan Walter. Walter into the Calgary zone on the point. Pass to Corson inside of it. Foot. And Richer had the open net but couldn't tip it in. He was being checked by Patterson. Richer now in the right corner. Being checked by McCowan this time. Richer passes off to Corson. He's behind the Calgary net. Corson wrestled off the puck by McCowan. The fans campaign for a penalty. Won't get one. Here's Mullen. He races to center. Mullen into the offensive zone. Mullen to the face-off circle on the side. Comes in front of the net. And getting a piece of that one was Waugh to knock it away. Puck is cleared out to center. Al McInnes slamming the puck back into the Canadian zone. It goes to Chris Chelios. He comes out from behind his own net. Chelios from Montreal circling. Taking the puck back behind his own goal. Canadians trail by one here early in period 3. Rink wide pass well out of the range of Genie. Drifts in behind the Calgary net for Al McInnes. This pass picked off by Genie in the left corner. Behind the net to Carbonneau. Out front is Keane. They try to get the puck to him, but can't as it winds up in the net. Now it comes out front. Keane had it knocked away by Herdina to Roberts. And the flame forward coolly, sending the puck back into Montreal territory.
I think Al McInnes thought there was going to be an icing call on that play.
He led up on it, and the Canadians almost got a goal as that puck came out front. But good defensive play by Herdina and Roberts. Now the Canadians with it again in the Calgary and move along the boards with Ludwig. Ludwig chipping the puck inadvertently over the glass. And again, we have a break in the action here with the Flames in front by a score of 2-1. This is Flames Hockey on the QR 77 Radio Network.
This is James Whitmore. You've seen me on TV with all those champion gardeners listed in the Guinness Book of World Records. But did you know that every one of those champions, I mean every one, uses Miracle Grow plant food? Now, one of those champions, Dr. Nelson Hope, of Tempe, Arizona, is with me now. Nelson, why Miracle Grow?
Well, when you put as much time and effort into gardening as I do, you can't afford to use anything but the best, which is Miracle Grow.
Folks, if all those world champion gardeners use Miracle Grow, shouldn't you?
Winning the Stanley Cup is worth $25,000, but much more than that in pride, and that is what is on the line here tonight. The Flames and Canadian Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Flames are leading 2-1, but Stephane Iche had a great scoring chance for Montreal a few moments ago, but couldn't convert it. Now the puck is out at center. We have played 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the third period. Is now Green at center ice on Lupwig. Tipping the puck into the Calgary zone and bounds in behind the net. McCrimmon playing it off the glass and out to Joel Otto. Otto at his own blue line. Rink wide pass. And for McDonald too far in front of him. McDonald charges into the Canadian zone behind the net. Checked by Green behind the goal, and Green takes control of the puck, knocking it off behind the goal of Peter Swoboda. As for Naslin goes off his skate. Puck trickles out into the center ice area. They battle for it there. Taken by McClellan. He's into the Montreal zone. Swoboda crowds him off the puck, but McClellan passes rink wide, but it's to an open wing. And the Canadians have possession. Courtnall to Swoboda. Ahead on left wing now to Matt Naslin. Naslin to Montreal, comes to center. The native of Sweden, who may be going back there next season, now seeks into the Flames on dropping off the center of the line. He turns it over to Hogan Lube. Lube stick handles to center. Now Lube into the Canadian zone against Robinson. Lube still with a pass off to McCrimmon. The shot, and he's the side of the net. McCrimmon breaking in on left wing, letting the shot go from the face-off circle after the pass from Lube. Now Lube gets another chance. His backhand shot is knocked away from the side of the net by McClellan as he tried to steer it in. Here comes Courtnall, speeding up the right side. The slap shot. Glove save, Vernon. Playing goaltender. And plays it off the end boards in his own end. For Rick Natras. Natras sending the puck back into the Canadian zone. Scurrying back to get it to Derek Desjardins. Desjardins behind his own net. We have played 5 minutes and 40 seconds of the third period. The Flames lead is 1 goal, 2-1. No scoring yet in this third period as the Canadians now start out. In search of the equalizer, it's Lemieux. Ahead to McPhee. Into the Flames on the right wing. Wrestled off the puck by McCowan. And now to Gilmore. Gilmore glides into the Canadian zone on left wing. Dropping it off to Patterson. Patterson, the slap shot. The close save. Saved by Waugh. A key glove save there by the Montreal goalkeeper of Colin Patterson. A superlative stop.
Oh, great shot by Patterson. Just a little too high. You want to get a little lower to get it beneath that glove.
Live from Montreal, this is Flames Hockey on the QR 77 Radio Network.
Grandpa, can you teach me how to tie shoes?
Why, sure I can. When someone needs a helping hand, don't let minor arthritis pain get in the way. Take arthritis pain formula.
See that, Lou?
Yeah?
Yeah, good. Well, now you take this other...
It has a maximum dosage of aspirin, the pain reliever doctors recommend most. Arthritis pain formula. Double buffered and made to ease your pain for hours.
Libby, you did it.
I did, Grandpa.
Good boy, good. Hey, let's go show Grandpa.
Arthritis pain formula. Maximum aspirin, maximum strength relief. Use as directed.
Another goaltending duel between Mike Vernon and Patrick Waugh. And the Flames lead it 2-1. Off the draw, Merzen a shot, and that one is just wide of the open side of the Canadian net. Now McKinnis a drive. That one is several feet wide of the mark. Montreal's Ryan Walter to center. To Strudler. Slapping the puck off the glass into the Calgary zone. Flames in their own territory, leading in the game 2-1. Merzen up in front of his own goal with the puck. Puck is rolling as he brings it out of his own end to center ice. Merzen then swats it off the boards into the Canadian net. Waugh from behind the net clears to the corner. Chelios in there with Herdina. Herdina jarring it loose behind the net to Roberts. Out front is Otto, but they can't get the puck to him. Roberts against the boards, trying to pin it. It's knocked loose to Otto in the left corner. Out front, Herdina shot. Good head save. Made by Patrick Waugh as he got his left leg in front of that one on the close-in shot. Now the Canadians course and softly sends the puck to the corner of the Flame zone. Hustles in after his own pass. Pass out in front of it. Nobody there. It's out to center ice now. Herdina has it. He moves in against Swoboda into the Canadian zone. Herdina, the snapshot blocked by Swoboda as Herdina didn't get a particularly good shot away. Now the puck goes into the Calgary blue line area. Ramey's pass ahead picked off by Carbonneau, but they rule it was knocked down with a high stick, and that necessitates a whistle and a stoppage of play. Now our fan poll question for tonight, presented by Canadian Perforators, serving the oil industry for 25 years from 5 locations in Western Canada. That's Canadian Perforators. Here's our fan poll question and your last chance to respond. Would you like to see Alan Eagleson replaced as Executive Director of the NHL Players Association? Let us know with a yes or a no vote. The number to call is 262-6874. 262-6874. Flames 2, Canadians 1. We have played 7 minutes and 10 seconds of the third period here at the Montreal Forum. The Flames looking for a win to capture the series. Canadians looking for a win to send the series back to Calgary for a 7th game on Sunday. Puck goes into the Flame zone here. Slides in behind the net. Taken over by Rob Ramey. Up ice on the wing to Patterson to Gilmore at center. Gilmore checked by Heaney. The puck slips into the Canadian zone, but it's handled by Green. Over to Larry Robinson. The veteran Robinson passing up ice to Heaney. Back to Heaney. Shoots into the Flame zone, but it's grabbed there by Ramey. And Ramey is able to clear the puck out into the neutral zone. Canadians regrouping there. Larry Robinson, who scored 2 goals already in this series, is only 2 goals he's gotten in this year's playoffs, but he gives the puck away here. Nieuwendyk playing despite a wrist injury. Goes to the corner of the Canadian zone. Nieuwendyk a shot in front of the net, and it goes off Robertson wide. Robinson for Naslund, and the Canadians now go to the attack at 2-on-1 break. Into the Calgary zone with it is Smith. Wilkes gets back to help out. Smith a shot. Burton a 6 save, angling it to the corner. Now Smith again along the ringling boards with a centering pass between Naslund's legs. Now from the line, Ludwig a shot, and Vernon swats that one away. Here comes Nieuwendyk now, laying the puck off the boards, and it dribbles back to the Canadian blue line. Chris Chelios, who left the skating room, now functions forward to center. He embarks into the Calgary zone. Knocking the puck off the boards, he chases him after it. McCowan rubs him out. Both players go down, and Natras gets the puck behind his own net. Stopped by Richer. Richer comes out front with the puck. His pass is in for Smith, was out of his grasp. Now Chelios in the corner. Sending it around to the left corner of the Flames under Richer. Breaking front is Naslund. The pass in front, and Vernon is able to block it. And the Flame goaltender stands sprawling out to smother the puck just off to the side of the Calgary net.
Well, they're saying that there was nobody near him, but Bobby Smith was right on top of him, so they can't call that.
Montreal Canadiens applying the pressure in the Flame zone as they endeavor to tie the game with the score. The Flames 2, the Canadians 1. This is NHL Hockey on the QR77 Radio Network.
Wake up, you sleepy morning drivers! Feeling tired and drowsy, not as sharp and alert as you'd like to be? You need the strength of Cafedrine. Maximum strength Cafedrine. The stimulant capsule with the strength to keep you bright and alert for up to 4 hours. Because Cafedrine gives you the strength of an effective time-release formula that doesn't fade away, but works continuously hour after hour. Yet for all its strength, Cafedrine is as safe as coffee. So, wake up, you sleepy morning drivers! Get Cafedrine! For occasional use only as directed.
Montreal Canadiens down by a goal. Came close a few moments ago to getting the tying goal, but Mike Vernon right there. He continues playing with authority. 11:19 left in the third period. Calgary had 2-1 off the draw. Back to the blue line of the Calgary zone for Desjardins. Flat shot, Vernon at the pad of that one. And the puck goes to the corner. Flames trying to clear it out, and they're successful in doing so. Desjardins failing to hold it to the blue line. Joe Nieuwendyk, who suffered a wrist injury late in the second period, took a shift 2 moments ago, but he is obvious pain over at the Flame bench now.
Well, he's got his arm taped, Peter, and that might be it. He might have just cut the circulation off by taping it too tight. So Burkett Murray's working on it right now.
And now they work in the corner in the Flame zone as play continues to go on. Now they get the whistle. And Mark Hunter in a bit of a tussle in the corner with Brian Strudland of the Calgary end. I'm Peter Maher with Doug Barkley coming to you live on the UR77 radio network. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And we want to thank all of those who participated in the hockey mailbag this past season. Listen to QR77 for the hockey mailbag next season. A presentation of Peters, the drive-in you can't drive by, and by Esso, home of No Trouble Gasoline. Pat Burns appearing in his first NHL season and taking the Canadiens to the Stanley Cup Finals. Now needs a goal from his troops as they line up for the face-off in the Flame zone with 10 minutes and 51 seconds left in the third period. Every game has gone to the wire, and we've got every indication that this one will go to the wire again. 2-1. Flame leading with Otto and Walter preparing to face off on the Flame end. Flames also have Gilmore and McClellan out as the forwards here. Face off to the stick right of Vernon. Walter centering for Richer and Corson in the Montreal scheme of things.
Now he's explaining, Finn is explaining to Joel Otto exactly where he wants him.
Now Otto has his stick down. The puck is tossed in. Canadiens have it. Svoboda comes in with a shot. That one goes wide. Off the board to the right point for Rick Green. He slams it high off the glass and behind the Calgary net. Ramage taking the Canadian player Corson in against the boards, and they can elaborate to tie it up long enough for another whistle and a stoppage in play. During the regular season, Sheen Corson was the only regular in the Montreal lineup with a minus statistic in the plus-minus category. He was a -1. Everybody else was a plus.
Well, he's a hard-working player. I think he might be with this club for a long time. He's tough enough to do anything. I think they want him to be tough, but to get away from maybe a lot of bad penalties and start getting a little more ice time and not being in the penalty box.
He's out on the ice now. Corson with Richer and Ryan Walter as the Canadiens get set for the face-off in the Flame zone. As you look around the Montreal Forum here, scattered about are fans wearing Flame jerseys, some of them wearing cowboy hats. But the majority of the crowd favors Montreal, and the Canadiens need a goal here as they trail 2-1, 10:39 left of the third period. Flames will be going back to Calgary immediately following tonight's game, and they'll be arriving through the night at Calgary International Airport. Transportation Canada is advising fans not to go to the airport this evening, win or lose. It'll be difficult to hold them back if the Flames win the Stanley Cup here tonight, however.
Well, it's, the fans have been with the Flames for a long time, and they certainly like to go out and cheer them on.
Electric Avenue in Calgary right now. I'm sure that things are pretty exciting and hoping to get more exciting. Off the draw, the puck goes to the corner of the Flame end for McCrimmon. It's loose in front of the Flame net, handled by Gilmore. He chips the puck off the boards and it rolls down the ice into the Canadian end. It comes to Roy. He leaves it there for Rick Green. 2-1, the Flames leading. There's been no scoring in the third period. Fleury into forecheck, knocking Green down to the corner of the Montreal zone. But Green gets up and handles the puck again. Rick Green, the crafty Canadian defensive defenseman, passes ahead to Corson. He's rubbed out of the Flame blue line by Ramage. And now Swoboda for Montreal in his own territory. To Green. He's watched by Mark Hunter. The pass ahead of center ice, up into Corson. He sneaks into the Calgary zone against Ramage along the boards. Corson a weak shot. Burn in the 6A. Flame goaltender then steers it in behind his own net. Fleury tipping it to the corner, then picks up his own pass and races out of the corner. Theron Fleury dashing to center ice. Fleury the winning goal in Game 1. Now to the Canadian zone, but the play is called back offside. Mark Hunter going in ahead of the puck carrier Fleury, and then Hunter and Corson engage in a little set-to.
Well, again, Montreal, of course, and he's trying to get hoping that Mark Hunter will lose his temperature and his temper, and maybe draw a penalty.
You're listening to Flames Hockey on the QR77 Radio Network.
These days, what's hot in the hotel business is to hire a big-time comedian. But we're Roadway Inns. We don't need a comedian to tell you about clean, comfortable rooms and affordable rates at over 175 Roadway Inns coast to coast. Heck no. We can make just as big a splash with our new spokesman, Corky the Diving Palomino. Take it, Corky.
Call Roadway Inns at 1-800-228-2000.
In the last 49 years, only 9 Stanley Cup Finals have gone to a 7th team. The Canadiens trying to force a 7th team here. But right now, the Flames leading it 2-1. Flames lead the series 3-2, 9:40 left to go in the third period. I'm Peter Maher with Doug Barkley coming to you live on the QR 77 Radio Network. Live at the Montreal Forum in Montreal. A capacity crowd here at the Forum trying to cheer the Canadiens onto a victory that would send this series back to Calgary. But the Flames working with the 1-goal lead as the Canadiens move out of their own zone. Courtnall racing up the left side to center. Depositing the puck in the Flames zone. It goes in behind the net. Vernon out of the goal. Takes a hit from Courtnall. And the puck goes to the corner.
They got to let him go, Peter. He's drawn a penalty, so don't retaliate.
Vernon out to play the puck behind the net. Courtnall charging in after him. And a penalty being called against the Canadian player.
Yeah, good move by the Flames. Oakenloob, he yelled at Jamie McCowan. Said, don't go after him. Take the 2 minutes.
Of course, the old thing, you got to predict your goaltender, but when you're in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, ahead 2-1, and the opposing player is taking a penalty, you best bite your tongue. And that's what the Flames have done there, and now they're going to get the power play as it is Russ Courtnall being sent to the penalty box. Reminder, anytime there's a hockey milestone, you'll hear about it on our broadcast, brought to you by Zurich Insurance. Offer a new home benefit program. Very good premium. So check it out with Zurich Insurance. Some debris being tossed onto the ice here as well as that penalty call for boarding against Courtnall.
For boarding at 10 minutes, 46 seconds.
Well, I don't really know if it was a boarding, Peter, but he certainly did run over him.
And over at the Flame bench, Joe Nieuwendyk, with that wrist injury, is there on the bench. He had some attention from Bearcat Murray early here. It'll be interesting to see if he'll come out on this power play at all. He, of course, led the Flames in power play goals during the regular season. If the Flames can score a power play goal here, it would take considerable heat off them, as right now they lead by a single goal. Pat Burns cannot believe that penalty call against Russ Courtnall.
Well, I don't know why you can't believe it, Peter. It was right in front of everybody. Had to call it.
9:14 left in the third period. The face-off is outside the Calgary blue line. Kenny Morel, the referee, getting the wrath of the Canadiens and their fans here for that penalty call. Here's the Canadiens shipping the puck into the Flame end. It is Mike Vernon behind the net, leaving it for Al MacInnis. Al MacInnis, points in 17 straight games, including one tonight. Head to Ottawa, right wing. He's into the Canadiens. On centering pass to Gilmore. Backhand shot. Wow, the save rebound. They score! John Gilmore puts in his own rebound, and the Flames lead 3-1.
Great play by Gilmore. He cut in there and he put his backhand shot. The rebound was up there. He just tapped it. I think it went between the legs of Patrick Waugh, but a great goal for the Flames.
And now the Flames have a 2-goal lead to work with. Pat Burns is clapping over at the Canadian bench, of course, sarcastically, as he is not happy that the penalty call was made, and now it results in a goal that gives the Flames a 2-goal edge. Doug Gilmore swatting in his own rebound after Patrick Waugh had made the initial save, and the Flames lead it 3-1 with 8:58 left.
Peter, it was a power play goal, so Hazel Zettel is the winner of a $50 Safeway gift certificate, and Rhonda Chop is the winner of a special edition hockey stick and Flames jersey, and the Safeway Power Player product is Scotty's facial tissue.
Here's the announcement on the goal.
Calgary's goal, the 10th of the series, scored by number 39, Doug Gilmore. Avec ça, c'est numéro 29, assisted by number 29, Joel Otto. Et le numéro 2 and number 2, Al MacInnis. At 11 minutes, 2 seconds, at 11 minutes, 2 seconds.
Doug Gilmore with his 10th goal of the playoffs, and the Flames leading it 3-1. A power play goal by the Flames centerman. Al MacInnis tonight has picked up a pair of assists for Calgary as he continues his great playoff scoring. And now the Canadiens need goals. They're into the Flame zone. Pass intended by Chelios is blocked, and the puck winds up out of center. Chelios bringing it back into the Calgary zone. The centering pass picked off by Patterson. Ahead now to Mullen on the wing. He'll go one-on-one into the Canadiens zone against Ludwig. Mullen is shot. Waugh makes the save. And that shot sending him back a bit after making the save off the blocker. Here's Strudlin now into the Calgary zone on the wing. Strudlin passing off on the left side. Lemieux centers at the shot wide by McDee. That goes back to the blue line to Rick Reed. He winds up at the shot. Going to score! Rick Reed with the shot. And the Canadiens are back to within one. It's 3-2.
Mike Vernon complained about it, Peter. He ran out after the referee, but the referee told him to go back to his net.
Rick Reed, who rarely scores here.
was being interfered with in front of the net, Mike Vernon, but it's going to count the goal. And then the only way you can stop that is maybe Theron Fleury had to try blocking that shot. Everybody stood up in front of Vernon. He had no chance to see it.
Vernon actually was knocked down before the shot arrived by Claude Lemieux, who was in the goal crease, knocking Vernon down as Green let the shot go, and Vernon was falling when the puck went by him. He had no chance as a result of that interference, but the goal will stand as Rick Green, who scored only one goal all season, scores a goal here, his first of the playoffs, and the Canadiens are back to within one, 3-2, and the forum is rampant with excitement. Last time Rick Green scored a goal in the playoffs, it was against the Flames in 1986 in Game 5, the clinching game of that series. On that night, Canadiens won 4-3. On this night, the Flames are leading 3-2. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Middle Stanley to Rick Green. Avec Benji Middle Trompe, assisted by number 35, Mike McPhee. Et le numéro 32, number 32, Claude Lemieux. À 11 minutes 53 secondes at 11 minutes. 53 seconds. So that goal making it 3-2, and even strength goal for Canadiens, and now it's the Canadiens see the attack, Richer to the place, but he comes right in front of it, but then lost control of the puck just as he was about to shoot. Thorson centers it, Green the shot, blocked. Another shot by Carvino, blocked by McCrimmon as he blocked both of those shots. Richer shot deflected, and Vernon making the save and holding on as Thorson is in to interfere, and Vernon is agitated.
Well, Peter Corson gives two cross-checks on the back, one in the back of the head, one in the back. And you got to call it. You can't just let him run over guys with cross-checks.
We're getting to the stage of the game where the referee puts the whistle away. It's a 3-2 game, and there's 7:22 remaining. And they get a little bit of a breather here. This is NHL hockey from Montreal on the QR77 Radio Network.
What memory comes to mind when you taste a sweet, fresh nectarine? The first time you kissed a boy and liked it? Or the summer dad taught you how to hook a trout? Remember why they're called nectarines. Refresh the memory. California nectarines are here again to sweeten your summers. From the growers of California summer fruits.
The Flame goals tonight by Colin Patterson in the first period, Lanny McDonald in the second, and Doug Gilmour here in the third. The Canadian goal by Claude Lemieux in the second, by Rick Green here in the third. It is a 3-2 game, and Mike Vernon is continuing to argue with Denny Morel. He is arguing that Canadiens are unfairly interfering with the Flame goaltender. A deafening noise here in the forum.
WPBD Atlanta. This is News Radio WGST Atlanta.
Stops the glove left to Vernon. It'll be Walter against Gilmour. Flames ahead 3-2.
That's a good play by Vernon. Let the referee know what they're doing, and you never know. It might help later on.
Well, let's have to worry about those. A goaltender getting off his game that he becomes so irritated by situations like that.
We don't know if he's irritated. Maybe he's just, he's upset a bit, but maybe that's just helping him.
Here's the play, and the puck goes up into the crowd in the scramble for a souvenir here at the Montreal Forum. 7 minutes and 7 seconds. The time remaining in the third period. Calgary leading it 3-2.
He's been hit a lot tonight, so I'm sure that he is a little upset, but he knows he can't lose his goal.
Ryan Walter, in his 11th season in the National Hockey League, his best year statistically was his final year in Washington when he scored 38 goals. And now Terry Fritz, seeing his team a little bit unraveled here, is calling a timeout, and probably wisely so.
Yeah, and he's probably going to talk to Mike Vernon, as you suggested, and make sure he's cooled down.
But Vernon right now is talking with Ron Finn. It doesn't appear as though Vernon has cooled down, so hopefully they get him over to the bench. They will at the Flame goaltender. Back concentrating on the game at hand. Although you don't like to be aligned in the goal-crease area, you still have to concentrate on stopping the puck, and that is what's the important matter right now. It is a 3-2 game. The Flames ahead of the Canadiens as the Flames come away from their timeout and prepare to defend in their own zone for this faceoff. Montreal Canadiens in 1971 twice lost the fifth game of a best-of-7 series on the road, but rallied both times to win games 6 and 7. The last time it's happened in the Cup final, that was in 71. that the Canadiens beat the Chicago Blackhawks in the 6th and 7th games after losing Game 5. In this series, the Flames won Game 5, and tonight they're trying to win Game 6 to wrap it up. Otherwise, there will be a Game 7 on Sunday in Calgary. And now the Canadiens move in around the circle for the face-off of the Flames zone. 7 minutes, 7 seconds left in the third period. It is Krugland on the draw against Gilmore. The puck is kicked loose for Colin Patterson of the Flames. He took the center of the wing. He's into the Canadian zone, getting by Desjardins. Goes to the corner. Shot from that angle is wide. Off the boards for McInnes. McInnes shipping the puck in behind the Canadian net. Desjardins sending it ahead on right wing to Ryan Walter. Walter is stopped. Now Desjardins goes back behind his own net, passing ahead to Larry Robinson. Flames changing as play goes on. The Canadiens bring the puck to center. It is Courtney with that great speed, passing off to Smith. He's covered to the play by Otto. McClellan sends the puck back into the Canadian end. Matt Naslund beating it in the neutral zone, taken there by Smith. Right wing pass over to Courtney. He's into the Flames and dropping up to Chelios. His shot in on goal. A save made by Vernon, clearing to the corner of his own end. And Otto winning a battle there with Bobby Smith. Otto brings the puck to center, feeding it to Lanny McDonald. McDonald scoring in the second period for Calgary, then now ships the puck in behind the Canadian goal. Chelios, a long forward pass. Off Smith, stick to Naslund on the play. He's into the Calgary zone on the left side. Naslund circling inside the Calgary blue line. Has the puck knocked off his stick by Natras. Good play there by the Flame defender. Now Naslund again with the puck at center ice. Bothered by McDonald, sending into the Flames over right on McCowan's stick. Lead pass, too far for Herdina. Now Smith at center for Canadiens and Barks into the Flame zone. Smith passing off on left wing to Lemieux. He goes to the corner. Backhand shot. Goes across the front of the Flame net. Now Naslund with it on right wing. 3-2. The Flames leading 5:50 left to go in the third period. Puck goes back to the blue line of the Flame zone. Chelios letting it go. The shot by Naslund, a weak one. Blocked by McCowan out the center left wing to Herdina. He charges into the Canadian zone. He's got Loop with him. Loop goes for the net. They try to work a pass to him, but Ludwig tips it away. Now Herdina to the right corner of the Canadian zone. Knocked off the puck. They haven't been giving Theron Fleury a whole lot of ice time here over the second and third periods of this game.
Well, he's a young guy, Peter, and it's a lot of pressure on him in a big, tight game like this. But you're right, he didn't get much ice time.
And now the face-off will be in the Canadian zone off to the glove left. Montreal goaltender Patrick Roy. 3-2 the score. It is Calgary leading Montreal with 5 minutes and 29 seconds left in the third period as they assemble for the face-off of the Canadian zone. It's controlled by Montreal. Stephane Richer on right wing. Pass out to center to Brian Strudlin. He chops the puck into the Flames zone. Vernon out of the net. Clearing ahead on right wing to Gilmore. And it goes off his stick and back into the Canadian zone. Peter Svoboda corralling the puck in his own zone, and now moving ahead with a pass to center to Brian Strudlin. The long slap shot wide of the Flame net off the glass. Comes out along the left wing boards for McPhee. Jarring the puck in behind the Calgary net for Richer. Richer, pass out front, picked off by Patterson, and he slides the puck down the ice. It won't go all the way down. A race for the puck in the Canadian zone. Green for Montreal, letting Waugh play it to Peter Svoboda. Svoboda in front of his own net, flipping it ahead on left wing to Richer. 4:50 to go. Calgary ahead 3-2. We're in the third period here at the Montreal Forum. Otto on right wing into the Canadian zone along the board. Centering pass. McClellan had to reach behind and couldn't get it to an off his stick. Here's McPhee. Passing off. Richer into the Calgary zone. McInnes blocking him off, and here come the Flames now. 3 of them to center. Mark Hunter leading the attack into the offensive zone. Hunter crowded off the puck by Robinson as they go to the corner. Hunter checked in against the boards by Robinson. On the corner of the Montreal zone, McClellan is in there, but the puck is stripped away from him by Montreal out to center now to Courtney. Courtney into the Calgary zone on right wing. He gets around Burson, but Al McInnes comes back to break it up. Puck remains in the Flame zone after going off the leg of the referee. Pass in front of it, and for Terminal, McInnes sprawls out to block him. And then McInnes hauls the puck in underneath himself. The fans are screaming for a penalty against the Calgary defenseman.
Well, fortunately for him, the referee Morale was on the other side, and he couldn't see if he really pulled it in very much, but he did pull it into his body.
But Al McInnes making a couple of very important defensive plays in his own zone, breaking up Montreal penetration. What a playoff run this young man has had. The native of Port Hope, Nova Scotia, Al McInnes, playing his best hockey ever in this 1988-89 season and carrying it on here in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, the biggest thing is we all knew he could get the offensive points, but defensively he's been just as strong.
And proving that in that last sequence of plays in the Calgary zone. 4 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third period. Flames working with a 1-goal lead of 3-2. 1 point in this third period. The Flames are ahead 3-1, but the Canadiens very quickly got the game back into the circumstance it is now, a 1-goal differential. 3-2, Calgary in front. Over at the Canadian bench, Looking on, Pat Burns and the club president, Ron Alcorey, as well as several other Canadian executives. And the face-off here is in the Calgary end is Al McInnes. Putting the water bottle back on the Calgary net, being defended by Mike Vernon. And now we're ready to go with Doug Gilmour preparing to face off deep in his own end against Guy Carbonneau. 4 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third period. Flames with a 1-goal lead. Needing just one win to win the Stanley Cup. Canadians win the draw. Chelio shot blocked by Patterson. Now it comes loose to Carbonneau. He took a swat at the puck while in the air, missed it, and it's cleared out to center. Ludwig flipping it back into the Calgary zone. Vernon greeting the puck, leaving it behind the goal for veteran Al McInnes. McInnes, former Flame #1 draft pick, chipping it off the glass to center ice. Comes to Ludwig. Ludwig leaving it there for Russ Courtnall. Courtnall didn't get much ice time in the early going of this game, but Canadians needing a goal now. He's playing lots. Puck goes around the inboards of the Flame end to the right corner for Gilmour. He sends it the other way around the backboards for Joe Mullen on right wing. Mullen lifting the puck high in the air. And we could almost read the label on that puck. It was up so high near our broadcast location. Here come the Canadians. O'Chelios into the Flames zone on a play. Sliding it into the corner with 3 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. Corson was upended as he went after a Flame player here. The fans scream for a penalty. Won't get one. Here's McCowan into the Canadians on the right wing. McCowan stops near the circle. Sending the puck into the right corner to Gary Roberts. Robertson overskis the puck and Chelios takes over. Pass in front of his own goal to Corson. Corson hounded by Otto, circles to get away, going in behind his own net. Feeding it off to Chelios. 3 minutes left in regulation time. Calgary leading 3-2. Puck is at center ice. Taken there by Lou. Lou had it stripped off his stick by Richer. He's back into his own zone and pulls free. Here comes Richer wheeling to center. Into the Flames zone up against Natras. He's around Natras, but Natras managed to get a piece of the puck and then knocking it away. Now back to the blue line. Green keeps it in for Montreal. Slamming the puck back behind the Flame. That's to Walter. Walter tried to pass it out front. Blocked by McCowan. Now Walter with it again. Feeding it off to the Canadians. Swoboda, his shot is stopped by McCowan. And it's out to center ice for Brian McClellan. Into the Canadian zone against Green. It is McClellan trying to get around Green. The puck goes in front of that Herdina. Chopping the puck wide of the goal. Now Mark Hunter in the Canadian zone goes to the left corner. Hunter in behind the Montreal net. Still handling the puck. He's blocked by Robinson as they go in against the corner board. Strudlin batting the puck loose. It goes to the other corner of the Montreal end. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Calgary leading at 3-2. The puck to center ice. Here's Lemieux sliding the puck into the Flame zone. It goes in behind the net. Gets away from Vernon to the right corner from McPhee. McPhee rocked off the puck there as he's checked by Brad McCrimmon. It's kicked loose. Strudlin has it. He lost it behind the Flame net. Now in behind the goal with it is Lemieux. Dropping it off, and Gilmour alertly trying to get out of the zone. Couldn't. Desjardins keeps it in. 1 minute 50 left. Calgary leading 3-2 as they pile up in the corner of the Montreal zone, or in the Calgary zone. Finally, the puck winding up underneath Brad McCrimmon. And that results in the whistle with 1 minute and 44 seconds left to go. And with the score, the Flames 3, the Canadians 2. This is Flames Hockey on the QR 77 Radio Network.
This is James Whitmore. You've seen me on TV with all those champion gardeners listed in the Guinness Book of World Records. But did you know that every one of those champions, I mean every one, uses Miracle Grow plant food? One of those champions, Dr. Nelson Hope, Tempe, Arizona, is with me now. Nelson, why Miracle Grow?
Well, when you put as much time and effort in the gardening as I do, you can't afford to use anything but the best, which is Miracle Grow.
Folks, if all those world champion gardeners use Miracle Grow, shouldn't you?
Only one has the Stanley Cup that presented to the visiting team in the Montreal Forum. That was in 1928. Where the New York Rangers beat the Montreal Maroons. Tonight, the Calgary Flames are trying to beat the Montreal Canadiens in the Montreal Forum. And if they achieve it, they will present the Stanley Cup to the visitor here in this building. Flames are leading 3-2. There's 1 minute and 44 seconds left as Canadian coach Pat Burns calls a timeout.
Peter, I was not there in 28. I'll tell you that for sure before you say it.
Well, you were just a little gaffer then.
Really?
And that, of course, was here in the Montreal Forum 61 years ago. The last time the visiting team received the Stanley Cup in this building. And the Flames are trying to become the second team in history ever to be the visitor getting the puck here, the Stanley Cup here. 11 times the Montreal Canadiens have been presented the Stanley Cup in their own building. And now the Canadiens know that if they're to win the Stanley Cup this year, they will not win it at home. But before they can go to Calgary, they have to get a goal here, and they're going to pull a goalie, or are they? Now Waugh, who had been on the bench, comes off and will go back to play at halfway. 1:44 left in regulation time. The Flames 3, the Canadiens 2. The excitement building here at the Montreal Forum, and so is the tension as the face-off comes to the left of Flame goaltender Mike Vernon. Flames out here with Gilmore, Patterson, and Mullen. Their most effective line in the series. Amy McCowan and Al McInnes also out there. And Ron Finn, the linesman, ready to drop the puck. If the Canadiens can keep the puck in the Calgary zone, Waugh will go to the bench. 1:44 left as Brian Strudlin prepares to face off with Doug Gilmore. Flames ahead, 3-2. Leading the series, 3-2. The puck is down, and it goes to Calgary. McInnes laying it around on the boards, and it'll slide all the way back to the Montreal blue line. Waugh has to go back in the net. Chelios has the puck deep in his own territory, going behind the goal. Chris Chelios with a minute and a half, passes off to Mike McPhee. He's at center. Waugh goes to the bench. McPhee, a slap shot. Vernon, a 6-8 rebound. And then Lemieux runs into Vernon, knocking him down.
Yeah, they got to call a penalty on that again. He goes in there with a cross check and hits the goaltender.
Mike Vernon coming out to make the save, and Claude Lemieux moving right in to rattle the Flame goalkeeper. It doesn't appear as though Denny Morel will call a penalty to the chagrin of Terry Fritz. Now a minute and 26 seconds left to go in regulation time.
Well, he might be calling a double just to make it even. He's going to take Lemieux off, but I think he's going to give Calgary a penalty too for retaliating on Lemieux.
And that is indeed the case, as Lemieux will go off, so the Canadiens will miss a key agitator and a key potential sniper here for the final minute and 26 seconds of regulation time. And as Lemieux goes off, he slams the penalty box gate shut. And also going off is a Calgary player, Al McInnes. So the Flames losing an effective defensive player here.
Well, especially Al McInnes, because he's so good at getting that puck up. He can flip it up so high in the air and get it over everybody.
After Vernon made that save and cleared the puck away, he was sent to the ice. The hit from Claude Lemieux. 1:26 left here in regulation time. And the penalties against Al McInnes and Claude Lemieux.
2 minutes pour Rizel, et 10 minutes pour le Congrès. À 18 minutes 34 secondes. The penalties to Calgary. Number 2, Al McInnes. 2 minutes for roughing. To the Canadiens, number 32, Claude Lemieux. 2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct penalty.
So Lemieux will be gone for a while. If this game happens to go to overtime, he will miss it, but the Flames are part of it anyway, but the Flames are hoping that will not be necessitated. They lead. The score is 3-2 Calgary. And Mike Vernon will try to continue slamming the door on the Canadiens for the final minute and 26 seconds. Patrick Waugh plays it halfway again. The face-off is outside the Calgary blue line. Doug Gilmore against Brian Strudlin. Flames leading 3-2. 1 minute and 26 seconds away from capturing hockey's ultimate prize.
Well, Gilmer got thrown out. It's okay. It's at the blue line, so they got Colin Patterson taking it out. He's not a bad face-up man.
Patterson against Strudlin on the draw, and Patterson wins it, getting it to Joe Mullen. He's out to center, chipping the puck into the Canadian zone. That'll keep Waugh in the net. He leaves it for Larry Robinson behind the goal. Calgary with the lead of 3-2, but here come the Canadiens with a burst of speed to center. It's Courtnall. Waugh goes to the bench. Robinson stops at the Calgary blue line. As the extra time comes on, Mullins steals the puck in center to Gilmore. Gilmore moving in. He gets around Riche. Gilmore to the circular shot. He scores! Doug Gilmore! The empty net goal, and the Flames lead 4-2. A gigantic celebration over at the Flame bench and on the ice.
Oh, great play by Gilmer. He held on, and he almost got to a bad angle, but he put it in. Still a minute 3 to go, though, Peter, and these guys don't quit, but what a great goal by Gilmer.
A 2-goal lead for Calgary as Gilmore gets his second of the night into the empty net this time. And Terry Crisp cautioning the Flames, just what you mentioned, Doug. A minute and 3 seconds to go. And the Flames, if they can hold off the Canadiens here, will win the title, and they've got a 2-goal lead in which to work with over the final minute and 3 seconds.
Well, they got a little time here. All the stuff thrown on the ice. There was Flames, the guys that have been out there an awful lot can get a little breather.
And what a series that Doug Gilmore has had here in the Stanley Cup Final.
Calgary's goal is 11th of the series, scored by number 39, Doug Gilmore. Having net i numéro 7, assisted by number 7, Joe Mullen. Et le numéro 34, number 34, Jamie McCowan. At 3 minutes 57 secondes and 18 minutes 57 seconds.
Gilmore second of the game, 11 for the playoff. Larry Robinson was helped off the ice into the Canadian dressing room. Now play is back in. There are now 53 seconds to go. The Flames leading 4-2 here at the Montreal Forum. And center ice, McClellan slamming the puck inadvertently over the boards and into the crowd as we get another stoppage in play.
Larry Robinson got hit hard by Ramage right at the blue line that started that play, and it was a great hit by him, and I don't think Robinson expected it. He got turned sideways, and then he took all the pressure on his knee.
And so he was helped off the ice into the Canadian dressing room. Mike Vernon turning in another spectacular performance in the Flame net. And Patrick Roy, his adversary at the other end. And the Flames leading 4-2 at the face-off in the center ice zone. Off the draw, taken by McCowan at center. Feeding on the left side to McClellan. He chips the puck into the Canadian zone. It rolls to the corner. In behind the net, McClellan battling there with Green. It comes loose for Brian Strudler. Canadians need 2 goals, and they've got 32 seconds left in which to get them. Here they come into the Flame zone. Swoboda on left wing. Swoboda centering pass, blocked by Gilmore. And he chips the puck out into the center ice area. And play is whistled down as the net being defended by Vernon is knocked off of its mooring. 25 seconds left.
Well, I don't know if that's a good play for the Flames or not. That puck was outside, and I don't know if they're going to bring it back in or not.
Patrick Roy going to the Canadian bench here as we get ready for the face-off.
Looks like the face-off, Peter, is going to be right near the blue line, and I'm sure that the Flame centerman will go ahead with it.
25 seconds of time remaining, and the face-off just inside the blue line. In the Calgary zone, the Flames getting a 2-goal performance here from Doug Gilmore are the leaders in this game by a score of 4-2 as we await the face-off here just inside the Calgary blue line. 25 seconds remaining.
Well, Cliff Fletcher made the trade for Doug Gilmore because he was a good playoff guy. He had a slow start in the playoffs, but boy, did he ever come on after that first series.
And 4 goals he has scored in this series. Play back in. The puck's in the center ice area. Gilmore steals the puck and lobs into the Canadian zone. Was in the net. There are now 15 seconds to go. And the Canadians with the puck in their own zone. They move it to Bobby Smith. He slams it all the way down the ice, wide of the Flame net. Back there's McCowan to get it. And it is an icing call against Montreal. 5 seconds left to go here at the Montreal Forum. 5 seconds before Calgary will have its biggest celebration. And Al McInnes in the penalty box. We'll watch the remainder of the game from there. Over at the Flame bench, they are already getting into the celebrating mood. 5 seconds left, faced off in the Canadian zone.
I think what they're telling them is to let them win the face-off and just pull out of there. Don't get involved in any altercations at all now.
And over at that Flame bench, there's all kinds of excitement going on there. Over at the penalty box, Jim Poplinski and Tim Hunter not dressed tonight, enjoying Al McInnes. They've got their sweats on, and the Calgary Flames have won the Stanley Cup. We're the winners! We're the winners! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby!
What a great game, Peter. That's what they worked all this year and maybe for the last 5 years to try to build a club that could do it, and they did it. They got to be happy.
And the Flames coming out to celebrate out of the ice now as the Calgary Flames have won the Stanley Cup for the first time in their history. And they do it here at the Montreal Forum. And they're rolling out the red carpet as the visiting team is going to receive the Stanley Cup in the Forum for the first time since 1928 and the first time against the Montreal Canadiens. What a gritty performance by the Flames here after falling behind 2 games to 1. They come back and win 3 consecutive games and capture this series 4 games to 2. And down on the ice it is bedlam for the Flames as they're celebrating their greatest victory.
Well, they should, Peter. They deserve it. Boy, every guy out there, and even the guys that are over in the penalty box there, they're a part of it. And, boy, it's got to be a great, I guess, the greatest finish in the world for Lanny McDonald to get everything he wanted this year. 500 goals, 1,000 points, and also a goal in the final game.
And soon he's going to receive the Stanley Cup on the part of the Flames as the traditional handshake to the end of the game going on now. And after that is done and the Canadians are off the ice, the Stanley Cup will be presented here and it'll go to the Calgary Flames. Oh, the Flames in 9 years in Calgary have waited for this, and They now have it. The Calgary Flames capturing the Stanley Cup, and Lanny McDonald is the pivotal player going through the handshakes as all of the Canadiens giving him a special congratulations. 8 to 16 years in the league, and finally Lanny McDonald plays on a Stanley Cup winner.
Well, Joey Janudek is going through. He has to shake with his left hand, Peter. His right hand is heavily taped.
That is a result of a slash that he got in the second period of this game. And what a story Lanny McDonald has had this year, as you mentioned, Doug. The 2 milestones personally, and now the ultimate, the Stanley Cup and the eternal flame.
Well, not only, Peter, we're talking about all the players, but boy, Coach Terry Crisp took a lot of heat this year, and he's got to be maybe the happiest guy on that ice.
Now the Flames continuing to celebrate out on the ice as they await the official presentation of the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe Trophy that will go to the most valuable player in this series. I've got a strong suspicion that'll be Mike Vernon.
I would think so, but boy, Al McInnes, they should make a miniature give him one, because he had a fantastic playoff.
We'll be capturing all of the excitement down in the Flame dressing room as we'll be going down there shortly after the presentation of the Stanley Cup here. The Flames winning the Stanley Cup here at the Montreal Forum tonight. And what a thrilling performance that they put on. The crowd has not left. They're going to stay here and watch the Stanley Cup be presented to Lanny McDonald. And of course, the Flames will get right into the celebration.
Well, it's history, Peter. They've never seen this paraded around by anybody else.
Oh, we've got champagne up here in the booth, and we'll have our first little drink here, Doug.
To present the Conn Smythe Trophy to the 1989 winner, Al McInnes.
It is Al McInnes, the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy, and the most valuable player in this series.
Al McInnes.
We mentioned we thought it was going to Mike Vernon. We thought the sentiment would go that way, but it is Al McInnes who played outstandingly throughout the series, capturing the Conn Smythe Trophy, the first defenseman ever in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs to win the scoring title. Al McInnes receiving the Conn Smythe Trophy, the first Flame ever to receive that honor. As the Flames on their second visit to the Stanley Cup final capture it all here as they get revenge from 86.
Well, they certainly did, and not only the revenge here, but they were just a gutsy team all year.
And now we're going to have the presentation of the big prize.
McDonald, captain of the Flames, please go to center right.
And it's the Montreal fans are cheering.
Well, he wants Jim Paplinsky and Tim Hunter to go with him.
They're going out there, too. They're in their sweats. Paplinsky and Hunter, they did not dress tonight. Lanny McDonald did, and he's right there to receive the cup. And Paplinsky yelling, "Yeah, baby," as he hoists the cup in the air with McDonald and Tim Hunter, and the "Yeah, babies" will continue for a while.
Yeah, now I'll have Cliff Fletcher out on the ice, and boy, there's another awful happy man that he's going to come a long way to get a winner like this.
The Flames have risen the Stanley Cup high, and they'll parade it around the ice here at the Montreal Forum, led by their captain, Lanny McDonald.
Congratulations to the Flames, 1989 Stanley Cup winners. Félicitations aux Flames de Calgary.
And the Flames getting a standing ovation here from the crowd in Montreal. A fine gesture on the part of outstanding hockey fans here in Montreal. And the Flames continuing to carry the cup around, all the players getting opportunity to carry it. What a feeling.
Well, they might have to get somebody to help there and carry it. That little guy, but he'll be 10 foot tall right now.
If he's pumped up with adrenaline, he'll be able to throw it up in the air and catch it on the way down. And the Flames continuing to carry the cup around. It is now handed to Colin Patterson. He raised it high proudly with his parents here at the Forum tonight. Now Gary Roberts, now Rick Walmsley, and now Joey Mullen. And Joey Mullen leading the playoffs in goals with 16. Now Joe Newendike. Wrist injury or not, he's able to hoist the cup. Brian McClellan.
Well, that's the happiest trade that he's ever seen, Brian McClellan coming to the Flames this season.
From the Minnesota North Stars at the NHL trade deadline. In exchange for Perry Berezan and Gene Churla. But the Calgary Flames capturing the Stanley Cup here tonight. As lifting it high now is Al McInnes. The top scorer in the playoffs, who outstandingly Carrying the Flame defense, and now Darren Fleury lifting it high above his head. That cup is bigger than Darren Fleury.
Well, that's right. He's left that Bearcat can almost reach it.
And Bearcat Murray now helping to hoist the cup in the air. The Flames remain on the ice. They've hit several of their owners, and Cliff Fletcher out on the ice. John Ziegler is still there. Oh, the Flames winning tonight, and no doubt back in Calgary, a tremendous celebration going on as the flame on the tower has now been lit. In observance of the Flames Stanley Cup victory, Flames down on the ice having the pictures taken with the Stanley Cup. Al Coates in the middle of that, who's been with the Flames since day one in Calgary. And of course, Cliff Fletcher, the general manager, has been there from the very beginning, 17 years ago in Atlanta. In Atlanta, they're also celebrating tonight as they share a piece of this Stanley Cup triumph for the Flames. And the Flames continuing to congratulate one another down on the ice before making their way into the dressing room where another celebration will start. And we'll be going down there to capture all of that for you on the QR77 radio network. Lanny McDonald again hosting the cup, or hoisting the cup that he has waited 16 years to get. Fitting that he would play in the deciding game and score a pivotal goal as he snapped the 1-1 tie when he scored in the second period, giving the Flames a 2-1 advantage. They ultimately win 3-2 and win the series 4-2 and win this game 4-2. And the Flames Hokenlube now hoisting the Stanley Cup as the Flames now are starting to make their way off the ice here at the Montreal Forum. And a reminder that the Flames will be returning home tonight. The Department of Transport asking that you do not go to the airport to greet the team because of security reasons, but I think you're going to have a hard time holding them off. But the city of Calgary is honoring the 1989 Stanley Cup champions, the Flames, with a public parade on Saturday. That is this coming Saturday, May 27th. All Calgary Flame fans will have an opportunity to salute their favorite team as the parade winds through downtown Calgary. The parade will start at 10 a.m., beginning at 10th Street Southwest. And then there will be a civic reception at the Olympic Plaza at 11:15 a.m. That'll all be on Saturday as Calgary will get an opportunity to publicly show their appreciation for the Stanley Cup champions, the Calgary Flames. And so you wrap things up here. We did not have any announcement of the Molson Cup 3 stars of tonight's game. We can give it to the whole Calgary team. The Molson Cup 3 stars brought to you by the new Marquee Dinner Theater in the Marlborough Inn.
You're right, Peter. I think it goes to the whole organization. That's the only way to do it. It's just a fantastic performance by them, a gutty performance, and not many people give them a chance to win this game tonight. And it was surprising because I talked with Billy Clements before, and he said, "Isn't anybody picking Calgary?" I said, "There's a few of us." He says, "Well, I can't see why they don't have a good chance to win it. They prove what kind of club they are by doing it."
And the Flames do it, winning tonight 4-2 here at the Montreal Forum, capturing the Stanley Cup 4-2. We'll be going down to the Flame dressing room here, and Doug Barkley and Charlie Bourgeois, the former Flame who is here watching the game tonight, will be joined with Doug for a little bit while we make our way down, and then we'll be having some comments from the jubilant Flames from the Flame dressing room. So again, the final score, and stay tuned for the post-game show. The final score again, the Flames 4,